Johan, nice to meet you here.
Nice to meet you as well.
Sonic promises 400 TPS, 400,000 TPS with sub-second finality. How do you see this level of performance transforming what's possible in DeFi?
Yeah, so previously, like a lot of the use cases or potential use cases of DeFi were limited by either the cost of gas or the scalability of each blockchain. So, with 400k TPS, and we also have sub-second finality, things that could not exist before, like on-chain order books, on-chain perpetual exchanges, can exist because we have a very fast and cheap execution environment. And something that a lot of people forget to remember is the prices on the order book are efficient because of uh, MEV, or cross-chain arbitrage, or centralized exchange to DEX arbitrage. And because Sonic has sub-second finality, Sonic also has the fastest withdrawal and deposit times to centralized exchanges. So order book exchanges can actually work with very low market maker inventory because they can arbitrage the price, let's say, between ETH USDC from Binance to Sonic in seconds. So this is actually not, yeah, not a lot of chains can like boast about this, and it's also extremely scalable. We can do about 100 million transactions per day, and we only do 1.8 million. So there is a lot of room for extra transactions. And another interesting fact is, if you take the sum total of transactions of every single layer 2 today, Sonic can actually absorb that. So it is highly scalable, and like enterprise grade stuff, like even settlement of payments from Visa, MasterCard, Swift, etc. All that can exist on Sonic.
Thank you. How do you see Sonic's incentives model, developers earning 90% of fees, reshaping the relationship between protocols, users, and the base chain itself?
Yeah, this is one of the flagship features of Sonic. So the best way to explain it to someone who does not know much about the blockchain is like, think about YouTube, right? The amount of money you make from YouTube, or the amount of money that advertisers are willing to pay you, depends on your views. So if you use the same analogy in a blockchain, the more transactions you generate, the more fee monetization you stand to make, and you can claim that in Sonic and use that for your operational expenses. And this is a very unique feature to Sonic. No other chain can have it, and no other layer 2s can safely implement it as well. So if somebody else would plan to do this later, it has to be an L1 with its own consensus. And this is actually a feature of the chain, like it's baked into consensus as well. And I think to date we've distributed more than 2 million Sonic tokens, which has gone back to developers. So developers are getting paid. They don't have to dip into their treasury, they don't have to dip into tokens. So it is a very scalable and sustainable model. And it also helps Sonic because the more transactions that occur, the more Sonic is burnt. And it's an economic flywheel model, which is like quite beneficial for us. So yeah, that's why FEM is so unique.
Yeah. As DeFi matures, security and speed are often seen as a trade-off. How does Sonic approach delivering both without compromise?
Yeah. So if you think of security and speed, the best analogy I can give you is an L1, an L2. So an L2 compromises on security, in the sense, when I mean security, it is like, I'm only talking about centralization here. So let's take the example of Arbitrum or Coinbase or anyone. There have been instances, or even Hyperliquid, there have been instances where they have rolled back the chain because of a hack. And the reason they're able to order and execute so many transactions is, there is only one sequencer ordering and executing the transaction. Whereas on Sonic, we have like much higher TPS. It's about 400k TPS, and we also have a decentralized validator set. So we cannot really control what happens on the chain. It is like the only scalable decentralized solution. And we also have a decentralized bridge, which is also controlled and secured by the validators. So let's say for some reason the chain goes down, you can always withdraw your funds after 14 days. So there's an automatic exit hatch. So the assets are also secured, the chain is secured, and we're scalable in terms of TPS and gas per millisecond. So I think we're the only decentralized chain to do it. Like there are some chains that are faster than us, but like Mega ETH, but they're not decentralized. So that is the trade-off that they have, but it's not really apparent or applicable to Sonic.
Yeah, thank you. And the last question: do you have any updates, like the coming updates, any new features that are coming for Sonic?
Yeah, in for Sonic we have a few new features that we promised our community. One is like account abstraction. Essentially, you will be able to pay gas in any token, and it's compatible with like any wallet that exists today, like MetaMask, Rabi, etc. So this will be a feature, like a chain-wide feature that builders can tap into, like within Sonic, without having to go with like an external party. So that is one big feature. Yeah, that's like in the near roadmap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And in terms of the tech also, yeah, and we also have a few new like app releases. You might have seen like recent news where like Andre raised $200 million for Flying Tulips. So that is like an upcoming app on Sonic, which a lot of people are excited for, and it is going to be a big part of the Sonic DeFi ecosystem.